Hey guys, it's Paul from Crowborough Guitar Tuition and back for another reaction video. This week I am doing a song called The Sacrifice by The Warning. It's the next one on the album, The Queen of the Murder Scene. If you've been watching recently, I've been doing a whole series of reactions to this album, kind of in order. I'm going to try and be as quick as I can today because I'm really up against it. I've got a student turning up in less than 20 minutes, and so I'm just really behind. So I'm going to try and cut to the chase. I think the last two, Red Hands Never Fade and The Stalker, perhaps off the top of my head, maybe on the videos I gave the impression that I wasn't that bothered by them. And I think on my initial first watch perhaps I wasn't, but in all the editing afterwards I very much kind of came round to them and have enjoyed them a lot more on kind of subsequent listens. So I'm going to carry on now with The Sacrifice. Don't know exactly what it's going to be like. But people have told me all the good stuff lies ahead from where I am. So here we go. Let's find out. That's an unusual change. Bit of dissonance on there, not dissonant, like clashing against each other in a good way. This is another one of those songs where it's gone one direction and then the feel has changed a little bit. Change of guitar part in the second verse, I think. Definitely some Muse overtones once again in the bass department there, I would have said. They're really good vocals. The way they all harmonise together works really well. Another one bites the dust. Cool. Okay, so time is short. What do I think? I think once again, much like the last two songs, it feels like a really good kind of a good straight ahead rock song. There's some really interesting stuff going on in the chord changes at the beginning, and obviously it doesn't, to me in my ear at least, I'd have to break it down and work out what the notes are and stuff, but at least listening to it on initial thoughts, it doesn't stick in kind of one kind of just standard key. It seems to drop bits in from other keys as well at certain points, which is good. It's good to kind of mix stuff up like that, because it kind of tricks your ear. If, you sometimes, some songs you listen to and you instantly know what the next chord is going to be because it's such a classic progression, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But sometimes having something that surprises you also works. So another really good solid one. I think the thing that struck me in the last kind of 30 seconds, I was thinking, what am I going to say about this? That again, every time I listen to any of their songs, I always think to myself, this reminds me of someone else or something else. Sometimes I can place it, sometimes I can't. And I think sometimes I need to sit, without the music playing and just run it through in my head for a few seconds in silence to work it out, which obviously I can't do now. And I just wonder, and I just wonder whether, because they're still so young, whether the reason I keep hearing bits in their songs and I think that sounds like it reminds me of something is because they are still young and still heavily influenced by other bands. It just makes me wonder, let's look forward a few years from now. Will they have a very different sound, which is very much their own? So my question at the moment is, it's all good stuff and I'm enjoying it, but do they yet have their own distinctive sound where you go, that's the sound of the Warning? Or at the moment, are they just a bit of a mishmash of lots of different things that they've grown up with that they like, which is very natural, I suppose, for bands? But will there come a point where they suddenly find their own thing, which won't perhaps sound quite so much like all their influences, if that makes sense? Maybe none of us ever really get away from sounding like our influences, and maybe we don't need to. But it just makes me think about the future more than anything. At the moment, all good, solid, straight ahead rock songs. But it does make me wonder, because they're so young, where will it go? So yeah, not so good stuff and positive. I'm looking forward to hearing more and traversing through the album. I'm sure some of you will have thoughts on what I've just said there. So yeah, be gentle, and I'll see you in the comments, hopefully. Thanks guys for watching, and take care. Goodbye.